Hello and welcome everyone. I am Mazen Maswade, a third-year software engineering student, and I am specialized in cloud computing. I have 5 certifications in cloud industry. The two most important certifications that I have are the AWS Solution Architect Associate level and the AWS Generative AI Developer, the professional level. I have built an AI-powered call center analytics system. It's built on AWS infrastructure. It's fully serverless and event-driven. Now I'm going to show you the diagram of my application. So this is the diagram of my application. First, raw audio call will be transferred to this S3 bucket, and this Lambda function will be triggered to continue the workflow. This Lambda will start AWS transcribe job to get the transcription from calls that the restaurant gets, and it will be saved in transcripts folder. As we can see here on this example, we can see that when we take a look at the text, it looks fine with no problems with it. But when we open audio identification, we can see that there is some mix-up in the speaker identification. After we get the transcript, a Lambda function will be triggered to clean the transcript from unneeded data, and it will be sent to another bucket that contains only clean and processed data. Then another Lambda will be triggered. This Lambda will send the processed file to AWS Bedrock. Now, AWS Bedrock will determine who is the customer and who is the operator based on the context of the conversation. For example, if speaker 0 said the food is cold, it's going to be 100% a customer who said that sentence. So, Bedrock will split the whole transcript to sentences and assign each sentence to an operator or a customer after Bedrock analyzed the whole conversation and determined the point of the call. Now, as we can see here, this is the prompt that Bedrock is going to follow. After that, we will get data from it, such as customer sentiment, customer call type, issue category, is it resolved or not, operator action, and a short summary. I wanted to use AWS Comprehend to analyze the customer sentiment, but when you want to send the transcript to AWS Comprehend, it will also analyze the operator sentiment, so we will not get accurate analyzation. After that, the analyzed transcript will be stored on S3 and also will be sent to AWS SQS to decouple the architecture. And another Lambda is going to receive data from SQS and write it on AWS DynamoDB. So when a restaurant owner, for example, wants to open the dashboard, first the static website material will be loaded and distributed through AWS CloudFront. After that, API Gateway will start to get data that have been analyzed from DynamoDB using a Lambda function. But we don't want to refresh the page to display new calls, so we are going to use WebSocket API to make this dashboard show real-time data. And we will be using Lambda to write connection ID on another DynamoDB table. And here we are going to use the help of DynamoDB Streams to send real-time data to the end user. And we are going to use Lambda function to be in the middle between DynamoDB Streams and WebSocket API. And when the user wants to close the web application, it will trigger another Lambda function that is responsible for deleting connection ID from connection ID table. I think here we have covered everything in the application architecture, and I had to make sure the application is fully serverless and event-driven. And now let's start with a demo. So here we are, we have our S3 bucket. It contains 2 folders. The first folder contains the static website material, which AWS Freelance Front uses it as its origin. And we have our second folder here where all the magic happens. We have 4 folders, each folder is empty right now. We have raw audio, transcripts, processed, and analysis. So as you can see here, it's empty, and our DynamoDB is empty. And here is my website. Because DynamoDB is empty, we have no data here to be shown. Now let's put our application to the test. And here we are going to put our audio calls. We have about 8 audio calls. Each one represents a real life situation. And here it starts to upload. After that, when we open our website, we can see that in just a few seconds we are going to have notifications here that a new call has been analyzed, like here. But let's see the real magic. When we go, for example, to transcripts, we can see our audio calls, and it has been transcribed. Right here, we have the transcript and every data here. And when we go to processed, here is the cleaned data. And when we go to analysis, here we can see the conversation, the role, if it was operator or customer, and the text. And we can see also the sentiment of the customer, call type, category, is it resolved or not, and a short summary. When we go to DynamoDB, we can see that we have here our data. We can see everything right here. If we go to JSON file, we can see the customer and the operator conversation. Now let's go to our website. Here we can see any data that we want or need for a restaurant. We can see the categories, of course, and its values. We have charts that are easy to understand. We have the live call stream. Every call that you get, after it's analyzed, you can just see it right here. As an end user, we can see that here is the operator with the blue box. We can see the customer with the gray one. We can see the chat like this in a nice and beautiful way. And the data, status, sentiment, classification, type, and category. And here is the short summary. We can see also that when the application says it's connected, that means it's connected to the WebSocket API. When we try to refresh, it will say reconnecting and connected to the WebSocket API. And I have created also the notifications bar, and I have made a threshold for anything that goes above 20%. It will give you notifications. For example, you can see here the complaint rate is high, 50% of the calls are complaints. And I think that's it. We don't have this is the application. And the last thing that I want to say about is our drop menu. You can specify what you want to see. For example, I want to see complaints and negative sentiment. I can see what happened here. I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and also we have our button here if you want to chat with me on LinkedIn. Here's my account, and thank you for watching.